welcome back to another video feature of the Immersive Worlds Handbook. I am in Las Vegas today. I'm at the Grand Bazaar shops in front of Bally's, and I wanted to focus today on this feature, what I'm calling the mallification of Las Vegas. So as we look around here, you can see that what they've created is an open mall, and just at the end there, you can see perhaps what used to be the kind of futuristic people mover that move people in, the walking pedestrian strip that move people into the Bally's Casino. So they've created this mall here, as you can see, and I wanted to take you around and show you a bit of what it has to offer. Now, when I originally shot this video, I wanted to talk about the mallification of Vegas, and indeed I will have a video feature on that, but I want to shift the focus here at the Grand Bazaar shops to talk about changing the entrance, and I think this was a key thing for Bally's. A lot of different opinions on any casino on the Strip, so I'm certainly not trying to disparage Bally's, but I think, you know, for some people maybe Bally's didn't have the theming or the design aesthetic that characterize some of the other casinos on the Strip. So this was a total revitalization of that front area. And at night, it's quite dramatic, actually. Now, what's interesting about this mall, when you contrast this with the Container Park Mall that I also have a video feature on, some of the other malls are opening up, certainly at the Link and the area in front of the Monte Carlo. You can see here they've emphasized relatively small stores and numerous stores ranging from you know, clothing stores to gift shops to restaurants. And I could only help but think, I didn't investigate this, but I wondered if maybe perhaps this allowed for lower rent in terms of vendors there. Now, I have to show you this picture, and embarrassing as it is, from many years ago, but this was me in a much different time, different sunglasses, as you can see, at the entrance to Bally's. Again, for me, there was this almost rite of passage thing, this liminal space that you went through on the very slow people movers, and then you were spit into the Bally's Casino. So I think essentially what they've done, and I haven't been back to see, they were still constructing that changeover area, so I'll be curious to see what they do at the entrance. It was still under construction when I was there. But as you can see here from this rendering of Bally's, at night it really does light up. And I think having this as the central feature in front of Bally's changes the game, right? If you change the entrance, you can do a lot in terms of drawing people into your space. And when we do talk about the mallification of Vegas and some other video features, I would suggest to you that what's happening in some respects is we're moving, I guess you could say we're moving laterally. Instead of north-south, I guess we're going east-west on the Strip. So what's happening with the Link, with the new mall area in front of New York and Monte Carlo with Shake Shack and a bunch of other places, is we're trying to create spaces not just up and down the Strip, but spaces left and right of the Strip. And I think this is a very innovative idea, because certainly it will draw people away from the Strip and from other casinos, from the competition, and will instead push them further into your space. So in that sense, you still have a liminality or a liminal space, as I mentioned earlier with the people mover, but the stakes have changed just a bit. Okay, and we're looking here again, just that's that entrance area I keep talking about. You can see what they've done. They've placed fairly comfortable cushioned seats right there. Not unlike the Container Park Mall, we could offer that this allows for people to mingle and to gather and to sit down and to just to enjoy the space. And I have to say, since I didn't visit it at night, I had a different maybe appreciation or understanding of the space. And one thing that is a bit of a challenge, I think, given how hot it is in Vegas, is there's the move to the outdoor malls, and they make a lot of sense certainly for, again, expanding on the space of the Strip and getting people to be drawn into your space, to your casino, your resort. But on a hot day, it presents some challenges, and I think of my trips and excursions in Singapore, where they would deal with this particular matter by having a canopy above, and of course the issue in Singapore is not just the heat and the humidity, but also the rain. So maybe not as big of a deal here in Las Vegas. Now, the centerpiece here is the Swarovski crystal store, and then also the amazing crystal at the top, and at night this lights up, and there's a very cool multimedia type show that you could say, in a sense, or at least a spectacle that is given to the guest on the Strip. And this is keeping with the traditions of the Bellagio and the Mirage and the TI, albeit having lost the pirate show, but keeping with that tradition of having spectacles, having something that draws the eye. The indebtedness to Walt Disney and the notion of the weenie, right? It beckons you to come to that space. And I think seeing this at night, not unlike the Luxor light at night at the top of the pyramid, draws the guest to that space. So as a nighttime space, as you saw from the artist's rendering of the Grand Bazaar shops, I think this makes a lot of sense in terms of recreating an entrance that is ultimately dramatic and based on spectacle and based on something that attracts the eye and ultimately the guest to the mall itself. I hope you enjoyed this video feature today. We had an opportunity to take a look at the changing of the entrance at Bally's Las Vegas, and I think ultimately with the Grand Bazaar shops we see the introduction of a new era in Las Vegas, not unlike the era that we see having taken place with the development of City Center and the movement away from theming. So if you come back for additional video features, I will talk about this mallification effect and discuss malls like these and many others on the Las Vegas Strip. So please come back for additional video features for the Immersive Worlds Handbook.